It's like it's just a big commotion. So I was just letting the fans just kind of relax. Like we're not here to hurt anyone. We're not. It's a basketball play, and that's what it's going to do. We're going to continue to make basketball plays, and it's going to be physical. Is what we're trained to do. But that was my biggest thing, was just kind of be a fan. Yes, cheer for your team. That's okay. But at the same time, this is our job. I'm not going to hurt E-Dub, and she knows that. I'm actually checking to make sure she's okay. So I don't like the instigating. It doesn't help our game. It doesn't grow our game. So that's what I was telling people, just to kind of relax. Like, it's okay.
Clip 1. The Las Vegas Aces, a team that was supposed to 3-repeat as champions, are falling apart faster than a dollar store lawn chair. 3 losses in a row. Check a defense that leaks points like a broken faucet. Check A'ja Wilson still getting MVP level praise despite all this big check. While everyone's busy crowning Wilson as the eternal queen of basketball, there's another player out here absolutely demolishing the competition, breaking records, and carrying her team to perfection. Spoiler alert, it's not A'ja Wilson, you know.
And this is a problem is that in general, when it comes to WNBA talk, you cannot say that A'ja Wilson's not the best player in the world when she's not. Nafisa Collier is on a 7-0 Minnesota Lynx team and is averaging 26.3 points and 8.3 rebounds per game, and she's doing it on 51% from the...
Las Vegas Aces lost 3 games in a row for the first time since 2019, 3 in a row. The last time that happened, Bill Embiid was still coaching, and we all know how that era ended. But here's the kicker: despite this train wreck of a season, despite sitting at a mediocre record that would make even the most optimistic fan nervous, A'ja Wilson is still getting praised like she's single-handedly carrying the league on her back.
Award. Before Clark's injury, she was under 115 to win the award, while Collier sat at over 160. But as of earlier this week, Collier now sits at under 175 to win the award, while Clark's MVP odds lengthened to over 250. Collier's averaging almost 30.7 rebounds and 3 assists, and the Lynx are currently undefeated, sitting first.
Meanwhile, up in Minnesota, there's a woman named Natha Kier who's literally rewriting the script on what MVP-level basketball looks like. And the contrast, it's so stark you need sunglasses to look at it directly. Let's talk numbers, because numbers don't lie even when the narrative does. A'ja Wilson is putting up 22, 8 points and 10. 5 rebounds per game, solid numbers, sure, the kind of stats that get you mentioned in conversations and keep your name trending on social media. But here's what those numbers aren't doing. They're not winning games for a team that's supposed to be championship caliber.
MVP last year. She has all these pieces, all these big names, and they're struggling. They're struggling. Visa Collier has, if we're going band for band, Visa Collier has way less help. We're talking about superstardom. And she had a team in the finals, and right now they're 3-0, 4-0. She's averaging.
Now flip the script to Nafisa Collier, who's out here averaging 26, 3 points and 8, 3 rebounds while shooting an absolutely ridiculous 51, 4% from the field. And get this, she's doing it while leading her team to a perfect 7, starts 7-0. That's not just good basketball. That's domination. That's the kind of performance that makes you lean back in your chair and say, now that's what an MVP looks like.
WNBA game was as long as an NBA game, Nafisa Collier would be averaging more points per game than anyone, men or women. She's averaging 30 points per game this season, and her spin move to the left and the pull-up might be the most unguardable shot in all of basketball. If you're on her back and you see her start to turn over that right shoulder, just start running down to set up the offense. And if she gets a head of steam going to the basket, she can put on the brakes or blow by you to scoop to the rim. She can score pretty much any way she wants as long as she's in the paint. She's even got the little Dirk fadeaway. Dog. Oh, and she's shooting 54% from 3. After winning Defensive Player of the Year last season, it looks like she's got her sights set on MVP.
If you are enjoying, please
subscribe. The Las Vegas Aces 2025 season has been a masterclass in unmet expectations once heralded as the WNBA's unstoppable dynasty. The back-to-back champions stumbled out of the gate with 92-82-78 loss to the New York Liberty, followed by a 102-82 blowout defeat. The Seattle Storm, their defensive rating plummeted from 97, 7 in 2023 to 99. 6, a decline head coach Becky Hammond bluntly attributed to a lack of old-school accountability. Yet amid this turbulence, A'ja Wilson, the AC star forward and reigning MVP, continues to dominate headlines, accolades, and adoration. Meanwhile, Nafisa Collier, the Minnesota Lynx's transcendent talent, averaging 26, 3 points and 8, 3 rebounds, while leading her team to a flawless 70 start operates in relative obscurity. The A's struggles are not merely a product of bad luck, but systemic unraveling. Candace Parker's abrupt retirement in April 2024 gutted the team's depth, leaving Wilson, Kelsey Plum, and Jackie Young to shoulder unsustainable burdens. Parker's absence created a vacuum in leadership and versatility, forcing the Aces into a reactive roster shuffle that included trading Plum to the Sparks and acquiring Jewel Lloyd. The result, a bench so anemic that even Wilson's 31-point outburst against New York couldn't mask.
The Las Vegas Aces are 4-2 on the season. She is averaging 23, 10.5 rebounds, 4.2 assists, and a lot of steals on 47% from the field and 26% from three. So Fia is shooting 4% better from the field, 20% better from three. Am I right in saying that? Yeah, 20% better from three. And she is also not statistically as good a defender, but she's a better defender. She's still averaging a crazy amount of stocks, but she is the better defender because she's more versatile. She defends better on the perimeter. She's not as good a shot blocker, which AJ Wilson is, but she actually guards people. AJ Wilson just chills under the basket. And in terms of getting in passing lanes, they're very similar. So, Fia is the best player in the world.
But here's where it gets really spicy. The Vegas golden child, A'ja Wilson, is getting all the media attention, all the highlight reels, all the she's so amazing commentary, while Kier is quietly becoming the betting favorite for MVP at 170 odds. Let that sink in for a moment. Wilson's 22. 8 points and 10. 5 rebounds per game glitter on paper, but there's symptoms of a broken system. The A's defense, once their crown jewel, now hemorrhages 10 3-pointers per game, second worst in the league in their historic 28-point collapse to Chicago in 2022. Wilson's 20. 18 rebound stat line was rendered meaningless as the Sky exploited defensive lapses and poor transition discipline. Fast forward to 2025 Seattle 75-70 victory over Las Vegas showcased Wilson's 19-point effort, but the Storm's 43. 1% shooting and 36. 4% and 4% from three underscore the A's inability to lock down when it matters. Wilson's numbers, while impressive, are increasingly divorced from winning basketball. The odds makers, people whose job it is to predict outcomes based on actual performance, have Collier as the overwhelming favorite. Wilson, she's sitting at plus 700. That's not even close. That's not they're both great players. That's one player clearly outperforming the other. And it's not even a conversation.
You're winning Defensive Player of the Year this season. Like I said, I think she is coming back into this season with a vengeance, and I saw so much good defense from her in Unrivaled. And I think that's one thing about Unrivaled in that 3-on-3 full court format, and even with the one-on-one games that we saw, players were getting exposed if they weren't able to guard one-on-one on defense. And Nafisa is somebody who exposed a lot of players with her defensive abilities, with her blocking abilities, with how quick she has gotten. She continues to elevate her game. And so I have her as a favorite, as my favorite for Defensive Player.
WNBA GMs seem to get, though, in their annual surveys, 67% of them picked Collier as the MVP favorite. Wilson got 25%, Clark got 8%. When the people who actually build these teams and make personnel decisions are telling you that Collier is a clear choice, maybe it's time to listen. And let's talk about what Collier did to start the season. 34 points in the opener against Dallas. Not a good game, not a solid performance. 34 points, a kind of night that makes opposing coaches wake up in cold sweats. Then she followed it up with 23 points against the Sparks, or 57 points through the first 2 games, with the most by a Lynx player since Maya Moore dropped 67 points to start 2014. And guess what? Maya Moore won MVP. That year, the story being told about these two players couldn't be more different. If they were written by opposing political parties, Wilson gets that she's carrying her team storyline, while the Aces are struggling. Collier gets that she's having a nice season treatment while leading her team to perfection. Let's be real about what's happening in Vegas. This isn't just a slow start. This isn't growing pains or early season rust. The Aces are having fundamental problems. Their defense, which used to be their calling card, is giving up almost 10 3-pointer per game. That's second worst in the league. Their pace is slow, their assists are down, and they're missing their floor general. In Chelsea Gray, these aren't small problems. These are maybe we're not as good as we thought problems.
You're watching this team, you can tell that something is off on both sides of the floor. This could be due to not having built the chemistry they need with the new addition of Jewel Lloyd, but this is still unacceptable output by this team. We're talking about a team that literally coming into this season, a lot of people had contending for a championship. And it doesn't look like they're
And through all